Hey guys, my name's Melissa and welcome back to Hopeful Happenings. I'm super excited because today I've been tagged by author Brittany Wang to do an author newbie tag. If you're also a writer on YouTube, then make sure you watch till the end because I'll be tagging some of you to continue this tag. Now let's get started. So the first question is, how did I find out about AuthorTube? My experience with AuthorTube is kind of naive, I feel kind of silly saying this. I started my channel about a year ago, and before my channel I had no social media at all. I had a really unique experience where I really felt strongly in my heart that I need to get on track with social media if I want to do anything good for my book. I actually talk about it in my agent story because finding an agent was a direct result of joining social media and YouTube. But at the time, I had never seen anybody post anything about books or writing on YouTube before, so I felt like maybe that's something that I can give back to people, and I thought I was inventing it. It was only a couple videos in when YouTube started recommending other authors to me, and I was like, yes, okay, this is clearly something that already exists, but I wanted to be a part of it, so that's why I've kept going. Number 2 is, what genres do you write in? I love to write in young adult. So I've actually written a book already and it's in young adult. And then I've dabbled with a few other books. One that I'm currently in the process of editing for a first draft, and that's a young adult historical fiction. And then I'm also considering in the near future possibly dabbling into a young adult dystopian. We'll see where that goes, but definitely young adult is my favorite to write in. Number 3 is, what is your preferred writing tense, point of view, and category of story, like YA, children's? I wrote my first book in third person, so that's what I'm most comfortable with, but I would love to try new things. And definitely YA or even middle grade. I think I'd like to try that too. Number 4, are you a plotter, pantser, or plantster? Which is a combination of both. Now, I'm a plotter, but when I started out, I was definitely a pantser, and I wouldn't go back to that because it really slowed down my process. I didn't really know where I was taking the story, and so I had to do tons and tons and tons of revisions. Obviously, you have to do tons of revisions whether you plot it out beforehand or not, but I think for me, I do a lot better when I have an outline and I know which direction I'm taking the story, but that only goes to a certain extent. I do have to be creative in the moment for a lot of the chapter. I just like to know mainly what the climax of each chapter will be and then what the beginning and the climax of the whole book are. Number 5, are you published, self-published, or yet to be published? I am yet to be published, but my dream has always been to publish traditionally. I'm not even sure if I would do well in self-publishing because I'm not sure if I have that marketing personality, but I'm not going to say that I would never do it. It's just at this moment, I really want to traditionally publish, so that's what I'm working on. Number 6, what publishing company, literary agent, and or printing company are you represented by or use? And what would be your dream publishing house if you're not yet published? My agent is Justin Wells, and he is so awesome. I never really had a dream agent, but I did have dream qualities that I wanted in an agent, and the most important one was to have an agent who was so passionate about my book the way that I am. I really feel like Justin is that agent for me. He really cares about my story and he really does want to be in this with me for the long haul. We're fixing up my manuscript right now and then hopefully getting it through submissions, and I don't even know what publishing company I would love to have publish it because there's just so many. But I guess the first one that comes to mind is I think it would be really cool to be published with Scholastic. I grew up looking at Scholastic magazines, ordering their books from my schools, going to their fairs, and I just think it would be so cool if I was able to work with them. But honestly, as I say that, I just keep thinking of more publishing houses that I would love to publish with, and so I really can't say. Anywhere would be wonderful. Number 7, what AuthorTube related videos can we expect to find on your channel? Well, I have a handful of videos already, and they're all about writing advice in the writing stages and also in the publishing stages. I think I would really love to do more collabs with other AuthorTubers, so I'd like to do more of that in the future. And if you'd like to do a collab with me, then message me. I totally want to do it. I just did a collab with Brittany Wang, actually, and she's the one who tagged me in this, so. Number 8 is, when did you start writing? I've been writing for a long time. My love for writing actually developed first through journal writing. Journal writing was the first place where I really started to develop a voice for myself and figure out how I wanted to say things. And then since then, I wrote a lot of short stories. I wrote a lot of poems. I got like 6 or 7 poems published. And my abilities in writing and my love for writing just kind of grew and evolved as I grew up. Number 9, what was the first story you ever wrote? This is actually really funny because I've always had a love for the ocean and for dolphins and killer whales. And so my first story that I can remember was a story about this dolphin who was in captivity and then it like got freed. Basically like Free Willy, but with a dolphin. And then now to just look at my writing now and think, I actually married a marine biologist who gets to see dolphins all the time, and it's just really funny that it worked out that way. Number 10, what authors have inspired your writing? I think one that comes to mind is Roald Dahl. I just really fall in love with characters that are absolutely ridiculous and lots of humor. I love those kinds of books. But the first book that I can really remember falling in love with was Ella Enchanted by Gail Carson Levine. And now that I read books as a writer instead of just a reader, I really do appreciate every book I read. In some way I can learn something, and so that's been really cool. I mean, Dan Brown is incredible, Michael Crichton, James Dashner. I really love so many different authors. Number 12, do you type on a computer, typewriter, write everything out by hand, use a blend of those? Where do you write in general? I most definitely use a computer, and I always write at my desk because I have a desktop. Okay, last question. What are you looking forward to now that you're part of AuthorTube? I'm really looking forward to getting out of my comfort zone and meeting more people. I feel like I was kind of embarrassed about asking for people's help or doing collaborations before, and now I don't want to be like that. I really want to step out of my comfort zone, get to know more people, do more collaborations, do more live streams possibly, and just grow out of my comfort zone. So I'm really excited to meet more authors and just expand my circle of writing friends. Thank you so much for watching this author tag. I really enjoyed doing this. I'm tagging Phoebe Wood Writes, Endless Fairy Tales, and Write Holly Davis. And if you're an AuthorTuber watching this video, then consider yourself tagged as well. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye!